What is happening? J Gaming Dude here, and normally I would never trust CBR with any real amount of information, but if we're talking rumors that other people are speculating about, then this might be the only time that I would ever allow such a thing. So let's talk about potentially Xbox reviving old Marvel franchises, and more specifically, it seems to be more so leaning into Deadpool from what I can see here. So Microsoft might be working with Marvel in order to license Deadpool and Marvel Ultimate Alliance video games. The two titles were originally published by Activision, so say for example something like Deadpool that was developed by High Moon Studios before that was then sucked into making nothing but Call of Duty since I don't know, I can't remember exactly when, but it must have been after they made Deadpool because High Moon did do some work with the Spider-Man games in the early 2010s as well. But the company lost the rights several years ago, resulting in the games no longer being available for purchase, and there's very much a curious case of Deadpool. So I highly do recommend you look up the whole licensing agreement going wrong with Deadpool, and it only being available on the Xbox and PS4 for only a month before it was completely removed from sale. However, I bought the PS3 version of it physically, so I do still have the copy of the game in my possession as I say recently, last year, platinum the game again, but that's just me. So yep. With the success of the Deadpool and Wolverine film, by relicensing its Deadpool and Marvel Ultimate Alliance ports, Activision, which was recently acquired by Microsoft, originally published the games, but now Marvel retained the rights to the games and the characters. Obviously the characters, because they're Marvel characters, man. I don't know what you were expecting. Which discussed the rumor on a recent episode of the website's podcast. Microsoft is looking to bring these two games back for PC and Series consoles. Nothing has been officially confirmed, so keeping in mind this is all still very much rumors. So this is what I was going to talk about afterwards. I didn't know it was actually going to be in the article, but we already know that a Wolverine game is in fact coming from Sony. So being able to bring a Wolverine game based on Deadpool and Wolverine is kind of out of the question for Microsoft, or at least extremely difficult for them to do so, because they do already have an agreement in place. As for what that agreement includes, we likely will never ever know, because this is papers being signed behind closed doors, and ultimately all we can really do is sit down and speculate that there's going to be some amount of exclusivity involved here. Otherwise Sony would likely have never signed the agreement in the first place. So I just thought that was certainly worth mentioning. With all of that being said, however, it does kind of make me wonder, hey, once that agreement does end, which eventually it always does, again, with the whole Deadpool situation, with the 2013 Deadpool game, and then the PS4 and Xbox One re-release being only available for a month before it was completely delisted, unavailable for purchase. With all of that being said, licenses never last, so it also does kind of make me wonder, why do licensing at all when eventually it can expire to some extent, or that it can expire and those games become no longer available for purchase. It just really makes me want to scratch my head. But this is all Disney trying to make a ton of money, and I mean, Disney isn't a good company, and I think it's easy to say that no company is a good company. All of that coming from the fact that, Disney is suing, or Disney was protecting themselves from being sued after a wrongful death at one of their partnered restaurants, when someone died because of an allergy reaction. And Disney's defense in all of this was that they signed up for, not the person who died, the person who died's partner signed up for Disney Plus trial back in 2019 in order to try and say that, hey, there's a non-disparagement clause or something along those lines. Again, I'm not a lawyer. Ideally, this is probably one to look up after you finish watching this video, because it's a fascinating situation of just how scummy Disney is as a company. But yeah, they're trying to protect themselves because the link between these two unrelated things of having a Disney Plus trial and buying the tickets to Disneyland in order to partake in some fun times was that the account that was used, the Disney account that was used to buy Disney Plus for that account back in 2019, or rather the trial I should say that was signed up for, was the same account that was used to buy tickets to Disneyland, or I can't remember if it's Disneyland or Disney World. Again, not 100% on the details, but again, it's just to ideally show, hey, Disney sucks, don't trust them, and things along those lines. So Disney, not a good. So I guess the takeaway is Disney, not a good company. Licensing really sucks because it causes problems for being able to sell games at a later point in time, or being able to preserve games becomes significantly more difficult because even if games aren't online only, licensing is definitely an issue that can get in the way of that. And ultimately, it looks like because Activision is now under the Microsoft umbrella, that Microsoft is attempting in some way to bring it back. However, keeping in mind, this is all rumors, so nothing official has yet been confirmed. That being said, however, I'm interested to know what everyone thinks about this in the comments below, because I've played the Deadpool game. I've platinumed it at least a couple of times on different accounts. Yeah, it's not a particularly great game, but it is at least a fun time for the most part. So I do wonder what people think about this whole situation. Are they going to bring back some Ultimate Alliance games? Is it possible that we might be getting MVC? But again, Capcom did announce an MVC re-release and a collection of those games to be re-released, but the thing is, it's not touching Xbox. Is there a particular thing happening here that's causing that? I would not be able to tell you, but then again, all we can really do is speculate. So with all of that being said, let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments below. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel. I'm aiming for 300 subs by the end of the year. And with all of that being said and done, I do have a Patreon, so if you want to toss a few bucks my way, you can do that through the link below. And I do upload every day, so I'll see you guys tomorrow.